What is jihad? Jihad is an Arabic word which means to strive, which means to struggle. It comes from the Arabic word jahada, to strive, to struggle. So basically, jihad means to strive, to struggle. But many people have misconception. Not only do the non-Muslims, even Muslims have misconception that any war fought by any Muslim for any reason, it is called as jihad. Whether it's fought for a personal reason, whether it's fought for money, whether it's fought for any political reason, or whether it's fought for some region or for some fame. If any Muslim fight any words called as jihad, this is a misconception. Jihad means to strive, to struggle. Jihad in the Islamic terminology, it means to strive against one's own evil inclination. Jihad also means to strive and struggle to make the society better. Jihad also means to fight in self-defense, to strive in self-defense in a battlefield. Jihad also means to strive and struggle against oppression. So jihad basically means to strive and struggle. If a student is striving and struggling in examination, to pass the examination, it is called as jihad. So jihad basically means to strive and struggle. Many people have misconception that jihad can only be done by Muslims. There are various verses in the Quran. If you read the Quran in Surah Luqman chapter 31 verse number 15 and Surah Ankabut chapter 29 verse number 8, it says that parents do jihad to make their children worship somebody else besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So here the non-Muslim parents are doing jihad to make their children do shirk. So even non-Muslims can do jihad. But basically, when Muslims do jihad, it is jihad fi sabilillah, striving in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The others who do is jihad fi sabil shaitan, striving in the way of the Satan. So jihad basically means to strive and struggle. And for more details, you can refer to my video cassette, Terrorism and Jihad and Islamic Perspective. Hope that answers the question. Any brothers? Yes, brother.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
My name is Sabir. I am from Pune. Sir, since there is meaning of each and every word in Quran, so can you please tell me the meaning of Alif Lam Mim?
There's a question that every word in the Quran has got meaning. Can I tell him what is the meaning of Alif Lam Mim? And as far as the meaning of Alif Lam Mim is concerned, there are various volumes and books written on this issue. Various aspects were there. Many people wrote and many people give various options that Alif Lam Mim can be initials of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they are signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they can be praises, and various things have been said about this. And detail I've spoken in my video cassette, Al-Quran, should it be left understanding? And some people say it has no meaning, cannot be disclosed, etc. Various books have been written, but there's no direct verse in the Quran talking about a hadith, but indirect there are, which I'll just tell you. The one that I feel is the best, which I agree to, is that it's a challenge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This Alif Lam Mim letters of Arabic, where some have got one only, like Noon, Qaf, some have got two, Ha Mim, some have got three Alif Lam Mim, some have got four, some have got five, various. There are about 29 surahs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which have the starting. They are called as Muqattadat letters, means the letters. Here, if we analyze what I believe, one of the best reasoning for this is that, for example, this Quran, when it was revealed, Allah gives a challenge in various places in the Quran. First, Allah gives a challenge that can you produce a work like the Quran? In Surah Isra chapter 17 verse number 88. And other places, that can you produce 10 surahs like the Quran? In Surah chapter number 11 verse number 13, Allah further says that can you produce a single surah like the Quran? Surah Yunus chapter 10 verse 38, that can you produce a single surah like the Quran? Then further it says in the Quran, in Surah Baqarah, chapter number 2, verse number 23 and 24, it says that وَإِن كُنْتُمْ فِي رَيْبٍ مِمَّا نَزَّلْنَا عَلَىٰ عَبْدِنَا فَأْتُوا بِسُورَةٍ مِّن مِّثْلِهِ. And those who are in doubt of what we have revealed to our servant from time to time, produce a surah somewhat similar to it. وَدُوا شُهَدَاءَكُم مِّن اللَّهِ إِن كُنتُمْ صَادِقِينَ. And call forth your helpers and witnesses, if there are any besides Allah, but if your doubts are true. But if you cannot, وَلَن تَفَلُوا. And if you cannot, then be prepared for the fire whose fuel shall burn and stone. Giving a challenge that can you produce a like of the Quran? The first challenge. Then makes it either can you produce 10 surahs like the Quran? Can you produce one surah? Then can you produce one surah somewhat similar? Mim misli. So it is a challenge given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now if you analyze, Allah when He uses these letters, abbreviated letters of Arabic, Muqattadat letters, Alif Lam Mim, Noon, Qaf, Ha Mim, it is like Allah telling these Arabs. At that time when the Quran was revealed, Arabic was at its peak. People were proud of the language of the literature. What they were proud was the language. And they were the best of poets of Arab at that time, in Arabic language. So Allah says, Alif, Lam, Mim, A, B, C, D, like you say, this is your language. So Alif, Lam, Mim, this is your language, Arabic. With your language, I have produced the Quran. I challenge you to produce one surah somewhat similar. So it's a miracle, Allah is saying. Alif, Lam, Mim, Ha, Mim, Noon, Qaf. With this, for example, we in science, we know what the human body is made of. Scientifically, we know water is there, this is there, that is there. But can we make a human being? No. Everything what the human body has, you can buy it in the market. But you can't make a human body. The main thing is the life. So similarly, Allah says with your letters, Alif, Lam, Mim, A, B, C, D in English language. Alif, Lam, Mim, Ha, Mim. I have produced the Quran. Produce one surah like the Quran. And you will never be able to do it. وَإِن كُنْتُمْ فِي رَيْبٍ مِّمَّا نَزَّلْنَا عَلَىٰ عَبْدِنَا فَأْتُوا بِسُورَةٍ مِّن مِّثْلِهِ. And those who are in doubt of what we have revealed to our servant from time to time, produce a surah somewhat similar to it. وَدُوا شُهَدَاءَكُم مِّن اللَّهِ إِن كُنتُمْ صَادِقِينَ. And call forth your helpers and witnesses, if there are any besides Allah, but if your doubts are true. But if you cannot, وَلَن تَفَلُوا. And if you cannot, then be prepared for the fire whose fuel shall burn and stone. So here Allah is giving a challenge. You will never be able to do it. So here if you analyze, these are again reminders. And this again is given in a Sahih Hadith of Hazrat Abu Bakr, may Allah be pleased with him. Therefore I believe in this, and I think even Sheikh Ibn Taymiyyah and other scholars more agree with this explanation rather than the other explanation. And even I agree that is a more logical explanation. That is the reason Allah is giving a challenge to the Arabs on which they were proud of the language. With your language I have produced the Quran, try and produce a single surah like it. Hope that answers the question.